All right, my good people there. I want again to welcome you to this class again. We are continuing with the model town board on how to answer questions. On the previous class, we've been talking about answering questions, especially when to make a U-turn here. And I had said that the only time you're allowed to make a U-turn here is when the roundabout is closed and when the fourth lane is also closed. And let me remove these cars from the other side. Okay, so when the fourth lane is closed here, the fourth lane, this one, or this one, if you go through all the classes, all the videos I've uploaded, you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about. When do we make a U-turn here? Very, very important. So I had covered that already. I'm not going to repeat. So because we need also to wind up with the table and then also start doing other things. So the next thing I was to talk about is there's this area where you use the parking as the last option. Remember the rules of the model town board. Always use the shortest and the most correct route without using the parking. have the problem there with this word. We normally say that always use the shortest and the most correct route. Is it route? Anyway, always use the shortest and the most correct route without using the parking. Always use the longest route possible without using the parking. That's happened to be the rule number 2. Rule number 3, use the parking is the last option. That's where we want now to dwell. When do we use the parking as the last option, or when the parking becomes the last option, or when can you know that it is time to use the parking? Which kind of questions? There is a way you can tell that in such a question that has been given, here you need to use the parking as the last option. So I want us to demonstrate a few questions and then so that we can get to when we use the parking as the last option. Okay. There are two types of road. There's one-way traffic and there is a two-way traffic road. This is a two-way traffic road. It's marked with the yellow line in the middle. The other one is a one-way traffic marked with white lines. So I want the black car to go behind the white car. The black car behind the white car. So number one, I need to know where the car came from. The white car, it has an option from here, and it also has an option from here. Here. Now, for you to be able to answer such a question correctly, then it means you need to, either you're coming from here or you're coming from here. So, this one has got two options, straight and left. Remember what we learned, that you go around the parking. After going around the parking, you come here, join the immediate lane, then change the lane. Why are you changing the lane? So that you can access the fourth lane. Once you're on the fourth lane, you have 4 options. Among the 4 options, there's an option that will bring you like this. Then you make a U-turn, change the lane, keep left. So these are two-way traffic. Anytime you see a yellow light, just know that's a two-way traffic. And on a two-way traffic, make sure you're keeping left. Always keep left unless you're overtaken. When do we know that you are keeping left? Is when the yellow line is on your right side. I'm keeping left. Keep left. Make sure the yellow line is on your right side. Proceed. Join the immediate lane at a junction. Change the lanes. Then, where are you going? Behind the white car. There you go. Then answer the question. You see how I've answered that question? So, do you remember what I said about this one? Anytime we put a vehicle upside down on the traffic island, the traffic island is a piece of land found at the center of the roundabout whereby it's used to control traffic moving in different direction. If we happen to if we happen to set a question in such a manner, then it means that the innermost lane is closed. At this time, we don't use lane 4. So that's when to use the U-turn here. Proceed, go around the parking. There you go. Proceed to make a U-turn here. When do we make a U-turn? When the roundabout is closed. Because in either way, for you to be able to go to the minor road the other side, you need to pass there. That's what I'm doing. Join the immediate lane, then change the lane, then proceed. The most important thing is I haven't used the roundabout, the innermost lane. Where did I make a U-turn? Here. So here's where you make a U-turn. And I said only make a U-turn here when the roundabout is closed. And there comes at times, if this one is closed, then it means you can't access the 4th lane within the roundabout. If this one is closed, then it means you can access the 4th lane within the roundabout. But again, you need to exit with the 4th lane within the roundabout. So at any given time you happen to see any of these 3, then it means that's the time to use the U-turn. Now, the last thing here, I said the question on the table revolve around 3 areas. The first area where you go around the parking, come here, change the lane, locate the lane, answer the question. The second area is when you ask a question from this side, what do you do? Remember what I said, that from this side, you are required to go, after you pass this line, then you proceed, then make a U-turn here. Then locate the lane, change the lane to any lane that you ask for an option to where you wanted to go. So, from this side, you go and make a U-turn. This one here, and this one. This one is a U-turn for vehicles that are coming from this way when you can't access the 4th lane. And I said only make a U-turn here when the 4th lane is closed. Don't make a U-turn here when the 4th lane is open. Okay? Don't make a U-turn here when the 4th lane is open. But if the 4th lane is closed, you can make a U-turn here when you can't access the 4th lane within the roundabout. So this time I want to talk about the parking as the last option. We use the parking as the last option. When do we use the parking? Very simple. I want you to see something. If I want to come here, remember I need to go behind the white car. If I need to come here, if you want to come here or to use any lane on this minor road, because in the first place, whenever you asked a question, the first thing you start with is to analyze the question and then find out which lane do you need to use to go behind that car. If you notice that that car has got an option from here, and that's where you need to come, then it's obvious that there is no any other option. There's no option from here to here. Look here. At any given time, I'm coming from here. When you happen to do this, these lines here are marked dotted line. That means you can change the lanes here. There is a junction here. There's a white continuous line which we call it a stop sign. So when you get here, lanes are counted from the left. So therefore you are still on the first lane. Lane 1 at a junction, you can either go straight or turn left. Lane number 2 has got only one option, and that is to go straight. Lane number 3, it is straight and right. So don't ever at any given time think of making a U-turn that you want to come. Please don't. At any given time you find yourself doing that, then be assured you failed the question. So whenever you want to come here, it's a must that you have to pass here. This road here. Make sure you come to the 4th lane, make a U-turn with the second option, then there you proceed, then you go and then come like this, join the immediate lane, then change the lane. At any given time you want to come here, you must pass on this road. Then come and make a U-turn here. Are you getting it? No, understanding is something that you need to do. Make sure you understand. If you understand this thing, you have no problem. If you want to come here, there are so many questions on this table. At any given time, you want to use any of this lane, be assured, please get what I'm saying, that you must pass here, then before you get here. Now, let's see how you can go about it. I need to come here. So lane 1 has got 2 options. Lane 1 straight, lane 1 straight first. Remember the options, straight and left. So I will turn left, then there I will go like that. Join the immediate lane, change the lane, then there you go. The 4th lane, then there you go. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I am talking about. That's how you answer that question. Then you proceed. Then you go. You go. Then you go. You go. And you go. So it comes at times when you are given a question and they are crossing the road. So if you see this one, let me just put a car that can be visible. Can you see this one? So normally when we are closing blocking the road, we normally do something like this. So we've blocked this exit here. And then we're asking you a question. We're telling you this car to go behind the other one. And the teacher said that at any given time you want to come here, you must pass there. But as I can see, the only exit that I have is blocked. So that's when to use the parking. When do we use the parking? When you notice that there is no way you are going to access the entire of this road. I get it. From the roundabout. Yes, I can access it, yes. You can access it from the roundabout, but remember, this is the only exit. So it's blocked. So when the exit is blocked, not only that, but in short, I'm saying, if you've been given a question whereby you can't access this road, for you to be able to come here, you must pass here. But the way the question has been set, they block the road, the lanes here and there. So there is a lane, for example, it's the lane that will take me here, but it's blocked in a way. Then we keep on setting the question in such a way. So please, whenever you find that you can't access that road, that's the time to use the parking. How do you use the parking? Like this. Join, make a left turn, then enter the parking. Enter the parking. Make sure you cross here, keep left. The yellow line is on your right side. Then proceed. Then there you go. Remember, the parking is used as the last option. So at any given time you happen to use the parking, then it is the last option. The last option, it means there is no any other way I can use. Okay? If there is no any other way I can use, then you use the parking. So now for me, if you are given a question, or any other teacher, or be it an examiner or whatever, if we give you a question and we see you using the parking, look here. If I see you entering the parking because you are going to use the parking, my question is just one. Is the other road here, is it accessible? Accessible, it means I can access it and I can exit. If I notice that this road is still accessible and you can exit, but for you are using the parking, then please don't wait to be told that you failed. You failed already. You failed. Use the parking as the last option. But the only way to use the parking is when you can't access the other road. Are you getting it? Good. So again, how do we use the parking? Because again, I've seen sometimes you see people joining the parking from the other side. I don't know, there are others, I don't know They don't know how am I going to use the parking? How do you use the parking? Yes, you need to use the parking. Now look here, it's very simple. If you want to come here, we normally use this road and look at the direction where that road is going. So it's the same manner that when you are using the parking, you have to go the same direction. So that's how we use the parking. Whenever you're using the parking, because the last option, make sure you entering the parking from this side where there is this 3 lane. When you're using the parking, because neither way you have to find yourself here on the other side. So you enter this side, then you'll keep on rotating. That's how we use the parking. But that's not enough. When we ask you a question that requires you to use the parking, then there's some tricky elements, some small tricky areas that are in such a question. If you're not very careful, you will still fail the question. You know very well you need to use the parking, but you still fail. What are the things that I'm talking about? So if we give you a question like this one, we'll set a question this way and we tell you to take this car behind this one. Let me focus the table so that you see what I mean. Can you see? Yes. Just trying best. Now, remember, the other side is still blocked. But for me, I need to come here. There is no way you can come here unless you pass the other side. And the other side, there's no exit. So if there's no exit from the other side, the only way that is remaining is the parking as the last option. So I'm talking about the tricky area, the tricky things that are found in such a question that involves you using the parking. Now, follow. Lane number 2 has got only one option. From the second lane, you join the second lane, there you go, straight, lane 2 straight only, lane 2 straight, and then you exit with the second lane. Then there are this continuous line. Remember I said this line that exited from the roundabout are always continuous. If you haven't followed the classes, you haven't watched the videos from the introduction part, you may not get this what I'm talking about. But I will advise you that you go through all the videos, the classes, so that from the beginning, so that you can follow up on and you can understand what I'm talking about. So what am I saying here? The mistake people make when they get here is that from the second lane, then you change the lane, then you are entering the parking. You fail. You fail. It's wrong. Don't ever enter the parking if you find yourself on the second lane or on the third lane and you know very well that you need to use the parking. If you change the lane, you enter the parking from the third lane or the second lane, then it's wrong. Why is it wrong? It is because the assumption is that from the time this car is moving, remember, it's in motion. So from the time you change the lane, remember you have to pass these lines here, and you have to change the lane from here. So from the time you change the lane from lane 2 to lane 1, you'll already have passed the entrance. That's the assumption, or that's how it is. That's why it's not possible, even practically, that you are coming from lane 2 and then you need, it can't work. So if most of the time the question that involves you to use the parking, either way, one way or the other, you find yourself here. But the only lane that allows you to enter the parking is when you came with lane 1, this one, or when you came with the other one. So these are correct lane to be used to enter the parking. So what do you do if you find yourself here and the question, the way it is, you need to use the parking? So you change the lane to lane 1, then you go around it, the parking, then you go like this, then come with lane 1, then now enter the parking. You are correct now. You are correct. That's how you answer such a question. Very, 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 very good. Wow. Thank you very much. My name again is your teacher, John. Please subscribe, follow, subscribe, watch. Refer somebody whom you know, a friend or whatever, and you will be educated with these things. I said I'll be teaching this thing, and the most important thing is that for you to know these things. So maybe you reach to a point you say, I want to see this person that's talking to us. Again, you can still support me. I have another channel where I sing. I'm also a singer. By the grace of God. Yes. I just search YouTube, look for somebody called Brother John Sitati. You'll find me there. Please support by subscribing. As a humble request, as I continue teaching the rest. Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much for supporting. I have a flu or something. No, it has been raining for the last 2 days. So it's like, as you can see, there's a different in my voice. It has affected me. I don't know. Anyway, the most important thing is, Teacher John, this is forget about your voice. We just need to know. Teachers, I say, that mistake people make. You find that somebody will remember that I'm not allowed to enter the parking from lane 2, then you go around and you make an attempt of entering the parking from there. You will fail the question. You won't get it. If you need to use the parking as the last option, make sure you enter from this side, then proceed. There you go. Join the immediate lane, change the lane, then there you go. Okay. Number 1, if they block there's no exit from the other side, that's the time to use the parking. Number 2, the way to know that the question that has been given, you need to use the parking. Now look here, I've placed a car here. What did I say about making a U-turn when I block the road this way? That's the time to make a U-turn here. When I block the road here this way, that's the time to make a U-turn here. When I put a car here facing upward, then of course you can't access the 4th lane within the roundabout. But there are times when we put a car here this way, instead of putting it up or down, we put it this way. And then there's a car here. This is your car. This car, you are told to take it behind the white car. And there is another car here. Now, I want you to watch what happens, because now this is the common question, and this is the most tricky area. Now, follow. All I said, Teacher John has come. Wow, thank for Teacher John. If I need to come here, I have to pass the other road. So if the roundabout is not closed, but if I use the 4th lane, I'll need to come like this. Are you getting? So it's already like blocked. I need to exit with the 4th lane. Can I make a U-turn here? No. If the car happen to be here like this, you are not allowed to make a U-turn here, because this car is considered to be an oncoming vehicle. So when there's an oncoming vehicle, don't make a U-turn here. And again, I can't go like this. So any moment you see a car here this way, if it is this way, it means something different. But if it's this way, don't make a U-turn here. If I can't make a U-turn here, and I can't go like this and exit from the 4th lane, that means I can't access the entire of that road. So again, is it not obvious that it is time again to use the parking? Please make sure you know when to use the parking, because these are the areas where people have problems. Use the parking as the last option. There are only 2 ways to know that you need to use the parking, and this one I will assure you. Anytime you see this one, make sure you use the parking. Anytime you see this one, those 2 things, make sure you use the parking. Make sure you use the parking. For example, let me just pose a question. If I put a car there and I put another car here, let me remove the white car. And I tell you, can you take the white car in front of is it pink? You know, me and we have problems with color. Just understand. I don't know if it's yellow or orange. I have a problem. Normally we have a problem with yellow, orange, pink, and all that. But I'm sure this is a yellow or orange. It's orange. I've been told to go in front of that car, whatever it is. I will come like this. Remember, I can't do this. The lane 4, I'm only supposed to come to the 4th lane, and the car is here. It can't be moved. So, for me to be able, number 1, I said, if you have to answer with this question, find out which lane, where are you going? Where can you go so that you can go there? So you find that for me to go behind this yellow car or orange or pink, number one, I've noticed that the moment the car is here like this, I'm not allowed to make a U-turn here. So I can't make a U-turn here and put that I'm in front. That will be wrong. So I can't make a U-turn here. Number two, lane 4, it can't help me go in front of that car because I need to exit lane 4. So I need to come to the third lane, and then when I get here, I change the lane. So how am I going to get to that third lane? Let me figure out. So for me to be able to go to the third lane, I either come from the other side, lane 3, or come from here. For you to be able to come to any of these 3 lanes, then you must pass the other side. And for you to pass the other side, either U-turn or the roundabout. But the way it is, you can't access the other side. So is it not obvious, my people, that such a time we are going to make a U-turn? We are going to use the parking as the last option. We are going to use the parking as the last option. It is the last option. Finally, I'm here. We are going to use it. I'm in front. I am in front. So know when to use the parking as the last option, know when to make a U-turn here, and know the other 3 areas that I talked about when you're answering question. Then from there, you will be okay. I said, run down there, comment, say something, how you feel, how you enjoy. Anywhere you want us to correct, please feel free, compliment, comment, anything. Even if all those, if you want to criticize, you're also allowed. It's no problem. We grow in those, use those things. We grow in those things. We grow. I cannot be able to advance and make advancement and make steps without critics. But I know you good people, love you very much, and you also reciprocate. I'm trying to use good big English here. So that's how to answer questions. So the next time I'm going to talk about how to answer questions generally. Not the next time. We don't have the next time. Let me just go through a few of them randomly from where I started up to where I am. Now, if I'm told to go behind the white car using the pink car or yellow car, let me use all those words so that you do not misquote me. The yellow color, the yellow, pink, orange car. I hope you understand. We have problem with color when it comes to women. You know what I'm doing? You go around the parking, there you go, change the lane, then proceed. Then answer the question. If you are told to go behind the other car, what do you do? Anyway, the third lane is the lane that has got an option to where you want to go. The third lane is the lane that has got an option where to want to go. I've answered the question. You can answer several questions here using all the styles. We are going behind the white car, the white car, the white car, the white car, the white car. All right. Now, what about this side where there's no parking? Remember what I said? If you see me answering this question, please follow all the videos. I've explained how to go about when it comes to answering such a question. I've explained very much. I need the pink, yellow, orange car to come behind this one. Lane 4, when you want to go straight, you go around. That's the last option. There you go. 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 Hey! my goodness. For my fellow Christians, God bless you. For my brothers and sisters from Muslims, Salam alaikum. For our brothers and sisters from the other side, the Rastafarians, Ja Rastafari, Gonga Babylon, I and I, Gonga Babylon, Komala, I and I. My goodness. Somebody's wondering, who is this guy? What has he become of him? I'm just trying to keep you, to keep you here so that don't dial that. What do they say? Don't dial what? Don't touch a dial. No, you can touch the dial. You can touch the dial when there's nothing there. No, this life is happy. Make sure you're living a happy life. The things around you, if they are not making you happy, then leave them. Leave them. Now, I've closed there, lane 3, and I need to go behind the white car. So can you look at the question? The yellow, orange, pink car, somebody to help me. This is yellow, so that's orange. Is it orange? I'm struggling. Let me use this one, so that that's pink. It's pink. I have a problem, so that I can be taken in court for not mentioning things the way they are. It is a criminal offense not to mention things the way they are. According to, I don't know,